Hello, everybody, and welcome to Series 2, Episode 3 of Once Upon a Time in the Old World. I am your GM, Jim, and these are my brave and foolhardy and fish-eating group of players.
Hi, I'm Roger. I'm playing Johan, the human engineer, and this week I haven't quite spent my XP yet because I was a bit late to join.
Hey everybody, I'm Aaron and I'm playing Hagen Ritter von Delbers, the adventuring knight to the cult of the White Wolf. I did spend my experience points. I bumped up my weapon skill just a little bit so I can start working on that second level capstones.
Right.
Hey up, boy gum. It be I, Mordek, the pit fighting dwarf. And this week, I have been mostly spending my XP on weapon skill.
Hi, I'm Colin. I'm playing Cowlin, the human warrior priest of Ulrich. I have spent my XP on some more ranks of parry and I'm a point of willpower because I need to raise my willpower to be. Oh, sorry, I'm adjusting the sound as I'm saying this. So I'm not quite sure how it's going to come out. I need willpower to go up to the next level of warrior priest. So willpower, yay! Got a long way to go before I can think about the next level of warrior priest, but
Okay, so if I remember rightly, last time you'd had a run-in with a couple of sets of people since you've been in Middenheim. You had sort of a mini run-in with a guy calling himself the Big Cheese, who asked you for money, and at the end of the session, you were attacked. Your building was attacked by 4 cultists who just managed to get inside the door before they got splattered all up the walls.
They were not very tough. They were really not up to the task.
No, they were super. Not very good, yeah. So, anyway, you've managed to clean up, or Franz and Gunter managed to clean up your mess of organs and innards and just generally blood. And
the lady was still there, despite
the lady
the suspicious sounds from upstairs.
Everything's fine. You've just got this lump or this idol made of what you believe is warp stone, and I believe you got invited to a pub, didn't you?
We got invited to a halflings party thing,
Right.
But we also want to get rid of this bloody lump of warp stone.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think when we left off, the guards captain and guards had just come back, and we were going to head out and take the idol back to the Temple of Ulrich.
Yeah. So, are you all travelling to the temple, or are some of you staying back at the?
I think I'll be staying back this time.
Okay.
In case more trouble arrives.
You're going to separate yourself off from the party, so you still don't get involved in the trouble.
No, I just want to move for myself if they turn up.
Looking for a fight. So you travel through the city.
I was going to say, if they're looking for a fight or not, chances are Mordek will give them one.
I'll remain behind to keep an eye on Mordek to make sure he doesn't pick a fight on just any random person.
I guess it's Carol. Just Carolyn and I head back to the temple.
Okay. So you head through the city, and even though it's quite late in the afternoon, it's really, really busy. There's just people doing, various things, shopping, talking, all sorts of bits. So it's really crowded. But you head through the city, and again, you head up to the Ulrich sort of temple, which is sort of a cross between a castle and a cathedral. It's absolutely huge. Almost takes your breath away. The inside of it, you've both probably, I believe, Carolyn, you started in Middenheim, didn't you, or was it outdoors?
I started in Ubersreich-ish,
Did
but
you?
had been to Altdorf as well. I've not been to Middenheim.
Right.
But we did see the outside of the building earlier today.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the size of it, you're talking maybe 1,000 people could fit into the actual temple floor area. It is absolutely huge. And as you approach, you see that gentleman again, and he's just tidying his stuff away and picking it up, and he's sort of carrying it back into the church.
Hello, brother. We've returned to speak with the Allfather.
Yeah. Well, yeah, he's not. He's still not in actually, but there is a senior. There is a priest that'll be able to help.
Perhaps we could speak with him then, or her.
Absolutely. Okay, so he takes you to him, and there's a big hole in the floor where, and sort of a pulley system. It looks like something's being brought out from underneath the actual cathedral floor, the temple floor. But on the left-hand side, it's still quite intact, and there's lots of pews. There's cushions on the floor for a big seating area. On the walls, there's lots of tapestries of wolves and knights fighting in battle, and it just seems to be a big celebration of Ulrich. It's almost a what do you call it? A divine experience just being in here. It absolutely takes your breath away. But anyway, he leads you through, and he takes you up to where the sort of big altar is, and there's some priest, and he seems to be just polishing everything and making sure everything's in the right place. There's a lot of dust around. He says, "Oh, could I help you?"
Yes, then, Father. At least I hope you can. We were traveling on our Middenheim when we came across another brother gravely injured in search of or attempting to retrieve a fell idol that was supposed to be brought back here and turned over to the Allfather.
Yes, yeah, I know of this mission.
We have succeeded. He fell in name and have brought the idol back with us. This is a fellow priest of the order, Carolyn. She has been traveling with me.
That's
Your audio is really distorted, Aaron. I don't know if there's anything you can do about this, but
just seemed to lock up a couple of times. I think it could be just your internet.
I'll see what I can do.
That's extraordinary. I can't thank you enough. But it is a shame about my brother, but he shall be in the afterlife now. Yes, indeed. Did you find this idol? You say yes. Is that it?
There's a box.
Yeah.
Inside the box is a sack. Inside the sack is a sack. Inside that sack is another sack, and inside that sack.
Okay.
No, Carolyn does not probably say quite that extent, but
we had a suspicion that it was made of a certain something.
Based on what we saw, it appears to be made of warpstone.
Okay.
Oh, none of us touched it.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I can't put it in. I'll find a place to put it. The engineer's building was burnt as well. We'll find a place. Don't worry. Thank you very much for this. There is some breads and cheeses in the back if you wish to feed, and some water. And I believe there's some wine as well.
Den Father, we're staying at an inn down on the Platz, and I give him the location of it. Should you or the cult need any assistance from us, simply
Indeed.
reach out, and we will be here in Middenheim for the time being.
Okay. Well, yeah, I might take you up on that sooner than you think, actually. I presume you've heard about all these fires, and probably it's best if I come and see you later. Will you be staying there all night, or?
Yes, we will be there for several days. We own the
Okay.
inn now, so and
Excellent. Yeah.
I think there was some invitation to a event this evening, so we might not be there this evening.
Okay. Well, I could always visit you tomorrow morning.
thank you, Father.
Yeah. Okay. Yes. So I'm Father Heinrich, by the way. And he reaches out with his hand.
Hagen reaches out. I am Hagen Ritter von Delbers, recently knighted in the order.
It's good to have you in Middenheim, sir. There is lots going on that is troublesome.
Well, we live to serve the Winter Wolf, the White Wolf.
Yes. Yes. I don't want to say anything now. I'll talk to you tomorrow morning. And you, my dear, your name is?
Carolyn Redemacher.
Indeed. How long have you followed the Great Wolf?
I found this path recently.
Ah. Well, if you need anything, or you need any advice, or any questions, or if I can train you in any way, come and see me.
I think
more
that
than
would
happy.
be a great help.
Yeah. Okay. Yes, that would be lovely. Hold on a second. I just need to do something, guys. Just I'll just be 2 minutes away. Sorry about this.
Like Mordek, I hope you're not going to be causing trouble. All that talking to your axe, it can't be good for you.
I do feel that'd be a little unhealthy, like, to be talking to one's axe, my lord, but, you know, I mean, it did start talking to me first, like.
Yes, but that doesn't necessarily make it good. I'll say, kind of while continuing my carving on the bar.
But my mother always said that if something was to talk to you, that you should talk back. It'd be rude if I don't.
Not sure that applies to weapons.
Do you not talk to your weapons, my lord?
I do, but if they talked back to me, I'd smelt them before you could blink.
Well, I'll be keeping that in mind, and I do feel that maybe we might have to come to it. But it is of fine dowie manufacture, and the fact that
I can see the craftsmanship; it's spectacular. But
that it has some elven script on it as well.
I mean, surely
it'd be a bit of history.
Surely you, Dowie, would have access to some kind of volcano to hurl it into.
I believe there'd be many. Sorry about that. Error avoided. So, yeah. So if you need anything, then please come and see me. But like I say, I'll visit tomorrow.
Thank you, Father.
Indeed.
And Hagen is going to make his way back to the inn unless Carolyn has someplace else she wants to go on the way back.
Not really. No, not right now. She.
Okay, we travel back to the inn, and I presume Mordek and I forgot your name again. I'm terrible. Johan is doing anything in there? You playing any sort of games or anything, or
discussing smelting down the axe?
Yeah. Johan and Mordek were just basically chatting. I think Mordek's probably propped up against the bar with an ale in hand, while I'm
Me undertaking my duties seriously of official beer taster.
Okay.
Good
and while
to
he's
hear.
doing that, I'm just continuing because carving obviously takes time, so I'm just working on that.
Okay. So as you stood there, Gunter, there's quite a nice smell coming from the kitchen. And Gunter comes out, and it's sort of a big meat stew with chunks of meat in it. It tastes. It smells absolutely gorgeous. It doesn't smell anything like his fish and potato stew, but it's rich in gravy. You can see all the vegetables in there. It's just such a, it's spot on. I thought I'd give the fish stew a change, so I've got this, and it puts the bowls out and everything for anybody to help themselves.
Hey up,
What's the
hey up,
meat in
Manling.
there?
I was going to say that.
It's pigeon.
Oh,
It'd be a game stew then.
Yeah, it'll put hairs on your chest. Try it. It's. I'm not sure it's quite as good as my fish and potato, but yeah, I'm still in the trial stage.
well,
I'll
it
give it a
smells
go.
very good. I'll give it a taste.
He spoons you a bowl in and gets you a hunk of bread and brings it over.
Does it actually taste like pigeon, like gamey and
Some of the meat does, some of the meat doesn't.
Is
Yeah,
this
Manling.
Is
Well,
this just
to be
pigeon?
fair-
Is it just be pigeon meat?
To be fair, it does taste very good and it's very tasty. Yeah. Well, most of it.
What's the rest?
Well, it's sort of a rodenty type of affair, but it's cheap. It's cheerful.
Knew
We
it.
can sell it. It's very good.
I set the bowl back down, having eaten
El
like a
Rata.
mouthful.
We could call it pigeon and rat surprise, or
Mordek just shrugs and carries on eating.
yeah. It does taste very, very good. It absolutely, Do you want more, Johan?
I'm quite all right, thank you.
You seem a bit squeamish when it comes to meat.
Bad experiences.
Well, if you want anything, I can also cook other things as well. So if you need anything to eat, then I could do
you
a
got any
menu.
cheese back there?
Cheese.
Yeah,
Yes,
just a
I've
bit
got
of
cheese.
bit
Yeah.
of bread and cheese would do me, I think.
Okay, no problem. And he disappears back into the kitchen. And then he comes back out. Yeah, and he's got you sort. It looks almost burger shaped. Yeah, and there's cheese in there. There's also other things in there that you can see as he brings that and he puts it down in front of you.
Oh, he's actually made a sandwich.
Put stairs on your chest. That one. Absolutely.
Look inside it.
There's a squished eye in there. Yeah. Cheese and mutton's eye. Yeah. Put hairs on your chest. Me and my brothers and sisters, we used to fight over who'd suck the eye out of the sheep's skull.
A lot of nutrients in it.
I'm sure there are. Well, thank you. I'll put it on the side and continue working.
I'm quite worried about you, Johan. You need to feed yourself up. You're looking, a little ill at the moment.
I'll kind of pick up the chunk of bread that was served with the stew and just kind of eat that while working.
I tell you what, I'll try a few other things. Yeah. I know that they're a little bit weird and wonderful, but you know, we're trying to save money. We're trying to put things together, and I am an expert in, you know, cuisine and you know, making the most out of what we've got, so to speak.
Well, the pigeon was nice. I'm not so sure about the rat.
So we cut the rat out.
I would just keep it to the pigeon.
But the customers don't need to know there's rat. We could call it pigeon surprise.
I think when we
And
open,
Mordek likes it. Look, Mordek's cleared his plate.
when we
Mordek
open,
gives a satisfying belch.
we will be trying to attract a high class of customer. I think they would be very upset if we tried to serve them rat and pigeon.
Did he just say we were going to have high class?
Yeah. And in walk Hagen and Carolyn.
Carolyn peers at the big vat of stew and,
Yes, it smells
in,
wonderful.
in slight confusion at the lack of fish and potatoes.
And he spoons you 2 big bowls full of stew and gets a bit hunk of bread and sit down, my friends, and he puts it at the table for you.
Thank you.
Enjoy.
And Hagen digs in. He likes the smell of it. So
It tastes really good.
I will kind of, at an
absolutely-
opportune moment, just kind of go, "It's rat,"
Ah,
quietly into Hagen's ear.
rat, you say? Well, it's tasty, rat, and I'm hungry, so I guess we'll see if I turn green and throw up later.
Not everybody's a food snob like Johan.
Almost like he was born into the nobility.
Oh, I really wish the elf was here.
Probably sobbing in a corner.
Yeah, something like that.
Absolutely.
Well, Mordek, Johan, we did manage to
Carolyn
turn
will
the
probably
idol
be
over.
eating it fine. Sure.
Good. I'm glad that thing's gone. It felt wrong.
Yes, it did. We expect to have a priest of Ulrich, Father Heinrich, stopping by in the morning to discuss some of the events in Middenheim.
It'll be good to have such a class of individual visit our establishment.
Aye. Did Elmarin already head off to the halfling party?
I believe he did. Yeah, he went out earlier. And he got, well, what could only be described as an outrageous get-up on. I'm not sure where he got it from, but yeah, he got things tied into his hair as well. But he skipped out the door playing his lute anyway.
Oh,
I believe there were a few nonnies and a few nonny hays.
Sorry,
Well, he
I was caught up in my work.
He was excited to expand his halfling groupies into the city of Middenheim, so I'm sure he's well into his songs by now.
Are you gentlemen going to this party?
We probably should.
I think so.
I suppose it'd be a good thing to.
I have been
someone we might want to talk to about getting some information about this
big cheese.
cheesy guy.
I don't want to be leaving this place alone with the cheesy guy around.
Well, the guard captain
We've
and
got
her,
multiple guards and
Yeah, we've got the guards and the guard captain here.
Okay.
yeah, well, we don't want to leave. We are not leaving the lady
Plus,
unattended.
plus these chaps, I'll kind of say, gesturing at
Gunter and
Gunter and
What about
Hans?
the squire?
Hans. Yep. And
The squire is I think lying in a bed upstairs somewhere.
I think he's healing.
If he's fortunate,
Yes.
he's asleep. He's in a bad
Yep.
way.
yes, Anders is taking a long-deserved nap.
Okay.
He was not ready to go for toe-to-toe with a Minotaur.
Or just walk into the traps down there, apparently. So.
Oh yeah, that too. I thought he got squished by. I don't know what he got crushed by, but yeah.
Well, it's sort
He's
of
live.
about 7 o'clock at night. So, yeah, I mean, your sort of guess of when the party would start would be about 7, maybe 8, 9, 10 o'clock-ish. But, yeah, I mean, if you want a couple of hours rest, that would be absolutely fine. You'd still probably, get there on sort of time.
That sounds good.
What's Mordek and Johan doing?
Well, I'm going to go to the party.
Do be hearing that these halflings do a good shindig, so I'll be going as well.
They're renowned for their cooking as well, halflings.
So again?
They're renowned for their cooking.
Yeah, but they're not as good as my cooking, to be honest.
I was thinking of getting some ideas.
Now there, I've always meant to do pies. So maybe I'll make some pies.
I'll see if I can get some recipe ideas off them for you.
Gunter's surprise pies.
Surprise.
Surprise, yeah. We could. I could get a drawing of Sir Hagen holding the pie, so it would be Sir Pies. I could use it to, showboat my goods.
I'll have a sketch for you.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Gunter, I must admit, you're quite the
do you want me to
enterprising man.
Do you want me to fill a lidded bowl up for you to take this stew with you to the party?
I think they'd be insulted if we brought food to them. I don't want to
Maybe
cause
if we
offence.
brought it to share.
I think they might be offended that we're accusing them of not having sufficient hospitality.
Yeah, maybe. I just thought you could, take it and showcase it. I'm sure it'd stand up well against that halfling mock.
We'll see, but I think your talents are wasted in the kitchen. Your customer services and your marketing are spot on. I think we want you front of house.
What you think? I think fans would have something to say about that, to be fair.
Hopefully we'll be busy enough that we'll need both of you.
Yeah, you see, he's the face, and I'm the cook.
Well, we wouldn't want to disrupt your dynamic.
Yeah, cool.
Right, well, we better prepare ourselves and get going.
I've just had this wonderful idea. How about if I run this past you? Yeah. I'm thinking if we get rid of the rat thing, because it wasn't very popular, although it was with Mordek and Sir Aidan.
Perhaps one
How
to have for
about
dwarves.
Pigeon and cat?
Keep thinking on that one.
I'm not sure if you can milk them, but we could have cat's cheese or.
I don't think that's going to work well.
We need to maximise profits.
I think trying to milk a cat would just maximise blood loss.
There's a reason I'm trying to make the establishment look a bit better inside.
Oh, yeah, you do the interior decorating, and I'll do the cuisine.
Well, we'll keep getting ideas bouncing around.
I'll work on it. I'm just gonna throw a few things together, and
I think the core of your stew is spot on. They've got the perfect combination of seasoning and veg in there.
Indeed. And I found the rat complemented the pigeon perfectly.
It did taste quite good.
I mean, after all, when you're in the woods or the forests, or you have to forage yourself. I mean, I've met all sorts before. Once, Yeah, well, we were tempted to eat our friend in the harsh winter, but we got rescued. Yeah, he was dead, mind you. I'm not saying we were going to murder him or anything. Yeah, he got shot through the eye by an orc. Yeah, quite a nasty shot. I believe there were poison on the arrow as well. So we were, we weren't too sure whether to sort of cut him up and start eating him because we weren't sure how much of this poison had pumped around his body. You know what I mean?
I need a moment, and I'm going to step outside us. This is bringing back bad memories.
Yes, I think we'll table that discussion for later, and perhaps we'll go ahead and head out into the city and make our way over to this party. Please
have a great time. Have a great time. Yeah, and if you get into any trouble, send someone back for me and friends, and we'll come and help.
I will let you know, Gunter. Let the guard captain know we've stepped out, and keep the lady safe. And we'll be back.
Absolutely.
Hagen steps out. He looks at Johan. Those two terrify me, but they do seem to know about their business.
Well, they know a lot more about running a tavern than we do.
Yeah, so you make your way across the city again, and you find the tavern in question. And there's lots of light coming from there. There's lots of people outside. There's lots of singing. And it looks like a bit of a good party, a bit of a good revelry.
Hagen will go in.
Yeah,
we'll go in.
As you go in, there's this hand sort of pushes around your stomach area. And whoever's walking, where do you think you're going?
Oh, pardon me, good sir. We were invited by Mr. Underfoot to tonight's revelry. I believe our associate Elmarin the elf is probably already here tuning his lute.
See what you're doing. You're name dropping. Yeah.
Yes, I am dropping his name. He told us to give you his name.
Who did?
Mr. Waymore Underfoot.
You got anything to prove it?
Absolutely not, other than my word.
And then he starts hunching his shoulders up. I'd hate to move you on, if you know what I mean.
Oh, feel free to go and ask him. We'll wait.
Yeah, I'm just kind of looking at it thinking, so the halfling is going to move along the knight, the dwarf pugilist, and the warrior priest. I'm expecting the engineer won't get a look in unless you choose to. I mean,
it's like we want no trouble with you. We were here to celebrate with your people. If you don't want our company, that's fine. We'll take our business elsewhere.
That's okay. You've apologised. I accept your apology. You obviously didn't want to kick in. Yeah, okay. Okay. I'll let you through. Yeah, but be known if any of you cause trouble. Yeah. Then I'll do double.
I would not want to find myself on the other side of your fists. We will be perfect
Indeed.
Gentlemen.
Yeah.
And ladies.
And ladies, yes.
Yeah, well, yeah. Always remember where you've seen hench fog, yeah?
So what did he say his name was?
Hench fog.
Oh, it's a pleasure to meet you.
Yeah.
I'll kind of doff my hat slightly.
It sort of gives you the eye more as you go past him.
Mordek
looks like
ignores him and
he's got
just
some sort of nervous twitch.
Mordek is ignoring him and just rolling up a cigarette.
Yeah. Yeah, if you're South Dwarf, we know what you lot are capable of, yeah. Yeah.
To be fair, he's more renowned for taking out much larger targets. I've not known him to fight a halfling successfully. Minotaurs, ogres, sure, but not a halfling.
Minotaurs and ogres, you say?
Oh, and trolls.
Trolls, true.
Yeah.
And trolls, yeah, that's true.
Small army of orcs.
Although trolls don't like being shot much either.
It's true.
Yeah, well, once there was like a unit of beastmen tried to get in here, cleared them all myself.
Mordek here fell an ogre with one blow. Took his manhood, and half his body off.
It was like a halfling's arm holding an apple.
That's right. That's exactly how it was described. Very disturbing sight. Never seen an ogre weep before it died before.
I've often heard you humans call it as a baby's arm, but yeah, it can't be a baby because a halfling baby, it's only quite small.
Well, we'd be happy to shout you a drink when you're off the door, Mr.
Oh,
Fogg.
well, you're going to say on duty, hench never drinks. Yeah.
I like him.
I do too.
I like him. You should come to our tavern sometime. We'll get you
Hold
a drink.
on a second, gents. Oi! What are you doing over there? Get down. But, yeah, anyway.
We need a doorman.
You'll find him over there somewhere.
Thank you.
Thanks. Now I'll walk in.
If we've been needing a doorman, we should hire him.
Okay, so it's quite a full and rocking place. There's a few tables and booths sort of empty because everybody seems to be up on the feet. There's a few halflings standing on the tables, and but Ilmarin's not playing at the moment.
I thought he'd be up there playing Johnny Be Good.
You notice over in the corner, he seems to be unconscious. Or definitely asleep anyway. And he's at the table where there's a few others playing cards now of some form.
Say to Hagen, looks like Mordek was right. Elves can't handle their ale.
It looks that way. Perhaps we should just take a step over there and make sure that he's actually all right. Hagen will walk over towards Ilmarin's table and just nudge him in the shoulder, make sure he's just asleep and not drugged or something.
He mumbles something about some dark elf bride and about some mead that was spiked, and then he sort of leans on his other shoulder and goes back to sleep with a line of elven drool coming from his mouth. And every time he breathes, he sort of sucks it back up again, and then it drops out. And it is quite the disgusting sight.
I'm going to take a mental note of that image so I can sketch it for him later.
It looks like we might have to carry him home when this is all said and done, but he looks okay.
Yeah, I'll look after him, Sir Hagen. It's me, Carl, Raymond's nephew. Yeah.
It's good to see you.
He came here and he was waiting to go on, and he had a few shots of the halfling eye, as we call it. Yeah, a spirit. Yeah, that we sort of cook up, brew up. Yeah, it's quite lethal.
By God, he'll be disappointed he didn't get to play.
it makes Bugman's XXXXXXXXX look like baby's milk.
I'm gonna hey up, lad. I'm gonna let that one go because you're obviously naive and you ain't been having any. Beard bristling.
Yeah, yes, I do. I've got a girlfriend. You met her, it's Fern. Not married yet, mind you. But
maybe she should be making an honest halfling out of you.
Don't get it.
You know what? I ain't gonna be worrying about the comment you made earlier.
Mordek, maybe you should try this drink and see how it really holds up to Bugman.
Aye. Give us a taste.
Yeah, okay. It goes up to the bar, it comes back, and there's this sort of green bottle, and it's just got this eye on the front of it. Yeah, on fire, and it's just got Arfling's eye. Okay, and he gets this tankard out, and he pours you a full tankard of it. It's like wooden tankard cup sort of affair, and passes it you.
I'll take a drink then.
Are you taking a small drink, a large drink? Are you showing off?
I'm going to take a chug, but I'm not showing off.
He's Mordek showing off. Oh, okay.
Because I want to see what it tastes like. Because if it's like, apple teeny,
yeah,
I'm just going to spit it out.
It tastes very much of aniseed. Yeah. You take
so it is absinthe.
It's absinthe.
Yeah, you take a big gulp of it, and you sort of get ready to take it. But as soon as you breathe in air, it just suddenly hits you. It feels like something sucked in your face.
God, I'm getting flashbacks to the 90s.
Yeah, it's something's took your breath away completely. This stuff is like fire water. It's absolutely bang. Can you make me a consume alcohol roll, please?
Hold on. I think I have There's a skill, isn't it?
It is a skill.
Yep.
I'm not sure what it says about the setting when you have a consume alcohol roll.
That's why it makes it the best setting.
Warhammer.
Okay. Have I got any talents to help with this? Night vision,
I'm gonna give you. It's not a challenge. I'll give you the. Is it plus 10% one?
Okay.
What it's called? Because you are used to drinking very strong ale, but this it definitely isn't ale. It's more of a spirit that you'd probably have in a smaller glass.
Oh, okay. Hey.
So for a minute, you sort of almost stumble backwards, but you right yourself up. It's literally sort of hit you in the face like an ice cold pillar. But you sort of ready yourself. You sort of refocus back on the table in front of you. Yeah, that's got some kick to it.
Well, Mordek, what do you think?
Be all right.
High praise from a Dowie.
I'd certainly maybe be having it as a chaser for my Bugmans.
We haven't got Bugmans in here, sir, but yeah, we've got other things that aren't as strong or don't taste as good. Yeah, we know that you're
How many of these has the elf been having?
He had a couple. He was supposed to be singing next, but I don't think he's going to be doing anything. And that sort of stuff.
Alas, I don't think the lad be doing that tonight. I'm sure he'd be greatly disappointed. Like,
well, yeah.
Let's be going and enjoying ourselves.
Absolutely, yeah. I heard you had a bit of a run-in with one of Middenheim's finest. We discussed it earlier, I believe.
Oh yeah,
The
cheesy
big
mix.
cheese.
Not so sure I'd go as far as calling him one of Middenheim's finest.
Well, he's a royal pain in the backside, but you know, maybe me and my associates could help in this. So I'd be willing to send a couple of heads over to your place and sort of just to keep an eye out.
We are definitely interested in introducing this big cheese to the law.
Or some hot lead shot at a very high velocity.
Yes, I did mean to say that we represent the law.
Yeah, careful what you do on the streets, though, because the guards can be very zealous, especially when it comes to murder.
Is it murder if a Knight of the White Wolf carries out justice?
Oh, I would have thought so. It would just be a murderous night, wouldn't it?
That does seem to be my MO recently, so
That's why we need him
Okay.
to come to the inn, so it'd be self-defense like.
it's a good point, Mordek.
Oh. Well, make yourself some, have a drink. Yeah, you know, I doubt nothing will happen here tonight. It's a nice party. And as he says that, in through the door walks a person that you recognise, Johan. And he has about 6 fairly bulky guys with him.
Is that him?
And,
Is that him?
he signals over to Raymort. And
I'll kind of whisper down to him quickly. You'll be a witness if he starts a fight, right?
let's see what he wants first. He represents a lot of people, so let's not, especially not in here, gents. Yeah. And he looks at the dwarf. You know, let's keep it calm.
If that be your request, I'd be doing it.
Yeah.
I respect
wink
your
at
hospitality.
So he goes over towards him and then he leads him over to a table. Hench is with Raymort now, and he sort of shoos the people who were sitting at this table in the corner away, drags them out, sort of thing, and chucks them over. And he walks back to the door. He's, you know, he must have something on his neck or something because he keeps moving it. Yeah, and you can see the big cheese and Raymort talking to each other, and the big cheese's man are just sort of turned away from the table, just looking around the tavern, looking quite menacing. And then you notice that one of them sort of whispers into another's ear, and he looks directly over towards where Johan is, and they sort of start giggling, sort of thing.
Mordek lets out a low growl.
You recognise them,
one off.
yeah, as one of the guys who wrecked a couple of tables.
Hagen just straight arm holds Hammersite out straight at him and just nods.
I'll point at the one that broke the chair and go, that one's mine.
All right, Johan.
Carolyn's just giving them a very unimpressed look. Like, yeah, what's the big deal? Kind of.
They are sort of busting themselves up a little bit like peacocks, and by the time they're sort of ready, they look like they've got about 4 rolls of carpet under each arm. They're sort of.
Hagen just laughs out loud, full belly laugh, looking right at him. And then nods at the door with one hand. He's like,
Word on the street is their mother and their sister are the same person.
Yeah, I'd believe it.
This one who's acting particularly hard and staring over as Hagen sort of looks to the door. He just sort of looks to the floor. You notice behind them, it's becoming quite animated, and the big cheese has leaned across the table and has got Raymore by the scruff of his clothes, and he's sort of pointing at him and sort of saying something, and it's not loud, but you know, you can tell something's going on, and then he just shoves him backwards and sort of brushes himself down. He pulls out this quite nice looking bottle out of his coat, and he sort of pads himself down with a bit of this, you probably guess it's scented water or something.
Very low. I'll just kind of whisper.
Puts it away.
God, I want to
And
shoot that man.
He sort of signals to his men, and they sort of leave.
look down at our hosts. Is there anything you'd like us to do?
He comes back out. He said, "Yeah, please excuse me for that. Yeah, nothing to worry about." Yeah. It appears our friend got some serious backing from somewhere.
Any idea where?
No, but he's. We heard on the rumour mill, but yeah, he seems to have hired some sort of more muscle, and we heard he did this job. Not sure what it was, but yeah, there's a lot of money being passed around on the street. He did some big job or something. We're not sure, or was involved in something.
I wouldn't be surprised to see he's involved with some nasty individuals that came and knocking at our door the other day.
Who's that?
I'll mention they had a purple thing on their hands.
Purple lips. Purple lips.
Yeah, that cultist, I think, really more than anything. He don't dabble with stuff like that. I wouldn't have thought, not the big cheese. But you never know. I mean, it comes to everybody, I've heard. But those that's the cult of the Evolving Promise, I believe.
What can you tell us about them?
Well, there's some cult of, I'm not going to name him, but there's some cult of one of the Dark Brothers. Yeah. I believe the people name is the Changer of Ways. Yeah.
I'll make the symbol of Sigma on my chest when he says that.
Yeah. Have you wronged a cult, or why would they attack you?
I don't know. We've killed a number of followers of the Ruinous Powers. Could be anything.
No. Okay. It could have been something to do with that thing that you took to the church.
May well have been.
Well,
Regardless, we've given that over to the temple and the cultists who are foolish enough to come to our inn, met their maker there, whoever that maker may be.
But yeah, if you feel like you need a little bit of backup, I really don't mind sending a few of my guys over there to you. Obviously, it'll come with a cost, but it won't be a lot. Or it could come with a favour.
Well, I would think we would need to discuss that further, but I know we would be happy to enter into a business relationship for information that you may run across on the street as well.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, that'd be good. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it would
Yeah,
be
I'm not
unfortunate
sure,
if
but
the big cheese had some kind of accident.
yeah, like I say though, don't take him too lightly. I mean, rumor is that he had something to do with these fires. Now he's punching way above his weight because there's two organisations, shall we call it, including mine, that could very easily envelop what he's got. But no, he's got some serious backing.
Do you think maybe it be them Runius Powers lot?
I wouldn't be
Like I
surprised.
said, from what I know of him, he wouldn't go there. But I've seen all sorts of fellas. I mean, us halflings, we have more willpower than weak humans and dwarves and things. But you know, it's a case of I've seen many of your kind turn to those ruinous powers.
Well,
Well,
we've shot a
if he
few
be-
of them ourselves.
Well, if he be one of them cultist likes, or he be in league with them, then that gives us a reason to go twat him, doesn't it?
Yeah, well,
My accent went a bit weird then. Sorry.
yeah. Okay, well, we'll put
Must be
our
the
ears
drink.
to the ground anyway, and if we hear anything, then we'll give you the nod. Anyway, I need to stop the revelry here a minute. We need to shut. So,
We appreciate your hospitality, and we will.
yeah.
We'll collect our elf friend and
And
be on our
he
way.
shouts out, "Everybody, I'm really sorry, but we need to cut this down now." Yeah. So everybody, if you wouldn't mind leaving. There's a few people who sort of shout up, but they're quickly silenced and dragged out the door by Hench. Yeah.
On our way out,
yeah.
Hagen nods down to Hench. It was a pleasure to meet you, sir.
Yeah.
Ench, bug 'em. When we open our bar, you come down and have a free drink, like, yeah, when you're off duty, yeah?
What? That'd be very nice. Yeah.
Good. Look forward to seeing you.
You ain't a wrong, and are you?
Yes.
Were you?
I just, yeah, in general.
It's not romantic, is it?
No. You don't be having enough air for that kind of thing, my lad, all right?
Well, yeah, I don't mind that sort of thing, but definitely not with a dwarf. If no disrespect, of course.
Hey up, lad. Hey up. I'll have you know that us Dowie be very courteous lovers.
I don't surprise, but yeah, I'm not. Yeah,
Yeah,
don't take it personally.
Drink.
Don't take it personally, but yeah, I don't.
I'll come
play
down
in
the bar when we're open and have a drink.
Yeah.
Have some with the lads, yeah.
Definitely don't play in the dwarf barn. Definitely not.
Mordek, can you get the elf?
With pleasure.
So Raymore pulls you to one side, Hagen. He says, "Yeah, he's threatened to come back and firebomb the establishment tonight. So just got to be careful. He's definitely getting very big for his boots. But like I said, he seems to have some sort of backing.
Do you have enough men to protect your establishment?
Yeah, we'll be fine. But yeah, just be careful with your place, because like I said, I can send some people over, but yeah, don't underestimate him just because he walks around and think he's got a name that he thinks is big and clever, and that he's got himself there quite quickly. But like I said, we were able to sort of keep him down. But with this new backing, he's having a push forward.
We'll fortify our position and see what we can do about tracking down his backer over the next several days.
Yeah, could be a good idea. Anyway, it was a pleasure to talk to you again, gentlemen. And remember, if you ever need anything finding or you're looking for something in particular, you come and see old Raymore, and yeah, we'll see what we can do.
That we will. Thank you, sir.
If you ever find anything about this guy or his backers, do let us know.
Yeah, indeed.
So
So,
you have to stay in touch.
how many have we got? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 people. One. So, as you're travelling back to the tavern, you're sort of just going through all your things, Mordek, and you notice that one of your coin purses is missing. Yeah, the one that got about 10 shillings in.
Okay. Yeah, fair enough. I'll take it off.
Mordek, you look like you lost something there.
Yep, Manling, I've been losing some coin while we be in that establishment. Look, I'm missing a coin bag, like.
I guess that's the hospitality tax of the halflings at work again.
I'd be out 10 shillings.
It's a lot of coin.
So you get back to the tavern earlier than you thought, but you get back to the sound of retching as Franz is sat at a table with a bucket and is literally emptying his stomach into this bucket. And you notice that there's 3 sort of wooden plates there with various bits and bobs on. And there is a very, very strong smell of fish as you walk in. But
where did he get fish from up a mountain?
Well, I brought it with me.
Oh, God.
Why do you think he's throwing up?
Yeah, before we come into the town, we did some fishing and we got the stocks up. No, I've got a box of it out in the kitchen.
Well, it doesn't look like it's doing you very well this evening.
I think he's got a bit of a bug. Yeah. Just happened to turn into something more nasty like Nurgle's rot or anything. Have you ever heard of that before? I've seen a few people with that.
And when he says Nurgle, I'll make the sign of Sigmar again on my chest. Just out of reflex.
There's a chance that we may be visited by the big cheese and his men tonight. We need to set an aggressive guard to protect the inn and the lady.
Okay. Yeah, well, whatever you need.
I'm also going to throw a blanket over the bar.
Yeah. And Francis said, "Oh, yeah, we'll make some. Yeah. I'll better go put all my cooking stuff away for now then. And then, yeah, we'll get the Ingrader. She's back. I'll get her. I'll ask her to come down and get the guys to come down as well.
Excellent.
I'd like to leave one at least outside the ladies' room.
Yeah, indeed. So, are you guys going to stay up, or are you going to bed and leaving us to it down here?
Hagen says, "I'll be staying up at least for a while."
I will doze, but I'll be downstairs.
Yeah, I'll put a bedroll downstairs, so I'm ready and nearby.
And Hagen sets up a chair outside the front door, so he's got an eye on the street, just kind of sitting back as a old-fashioned town sheriff with his hammer, just watching people walk.
You've been sat there and you've been sort of staying up those guys for about 3 hours, and everything seems to have died down and is quite quiet now.
Now, Hagen will get up every once in a while and walk the perimeter around the inn, but he's doing his best to stay up at least through the night.
Okay. So, yeah, those of you who've gone to bed, you sort of stir in the morning and everything's normal. No one's dead next to you. There's no blood splattered everywhere. It looks like it's been a quiet night. Again, you smell the place of the sun. Yeah, it's about what sort of time you'd normally get up, Hagen. You're feeling a little bit wary, but you're holding it together. You've done worse than this before.
Hagen gets in as everybody's getting up. He goes, "I'm just going to put my head down for a couple of hours. If the priest of Ulrich shows up, grab me, or if anything else happens."
Will do. Get some rest.
So Hagen goes to bed. Breakfast, anybody?
Yep.
I ain't really got time to cook anything because I've got to nip out and sort some business out. There's bread and cheeses back there, and there's some hog that we've carved up. Help yourself. Yeah.
All right. Yeah, we'll help ourselves.
Yeah, we will.
It's quite plain food, but it's what I eat in the kitchen. Yeah, I don't. The elaborate food, the nice food, I prefer to save for the punters or you my fellow friends.
Is it a whole pig?
Well, yeah. I've only had a little bit.
So let me get it straight. You'd be putting rat in with pigeon, but you got a whole pig out there.
No, not a pig.
Hog, you said.
Yeah, well, boar, hog. Yeah, it's all the same.
Why not be using that in the stew manling?
Can't make a stew out of hog. Who's ever heard of a hog stew?
It'd be boar stew.
Say again.
Boar stew.
Boar stew. Nah, that wouldn't be popular. Anyway, I apologise for it being plain and everything, but I'll cook you something nice up tonight. Yeah. But yeah, I need to go and visit.
After he goes, Mordek's going to make the passing comment. I think his plain food be better than his cooked food.
Yeah, this pig or hog. Yeah, it is quite the meat. It's nice. There's some nice sort of crackling on top, and it's a nice bit of food. And the cheese is absolutely bang on if you have some cheese. Yeah, same bread as what he gives everybody else, like, but yeah.
Not cat's cheese then.
I think I'll take some extra for like later on in the day.
Okay.
Like a couple of sandwiches.
So you're sort of eating the pork and cheese sandwiches that you've made up, and stuffing the rest of the pork in your pockets. And in through the front door wanders a man in quite plain and almost sackcloth robes. His hair's fairly unkempt, and he's got quite a large beard. Carolyn, you recognise him as the priest that you spoke to.
Yeah, she'll swiftly stand up.
Go get Hagen.
Please, my dear, sit down. And behind him is quite a portly man. He's quite huge, in fact. He's wearing very, very nice clothes. Johan, you particularly admire how well the clothes that this guy is wearing. Very fashionable, very sort of almost ridiculous, but it's like a very upper class, almost royal sort of.
So sort of nobility.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's very expensive. And you recognise him as you believe he's either the head or someone very high up in the Engineers Guild of Middenheim. And he's got a bandage that goes from his ear across this eye, but you can still see his eye, and it's sort of bandaged up and sort of the top of it. You know, he's got longish hair out the back, and he's got quite a splendid beard, but it's waxed, and the two bits of beard here have sort of been waxed out, and his moustache is quite incredible, and it sort of comes round and it's waxed. He's obviously spent a lot of time preening and pruning this morning, and he sort of wanders in and looks round and puts an handkerchief to his mouth, and do you mind if I sit down?
Be my guest.
Thank you.
Mordek goes gets Hagen very quickly.
The
what
priest
can I
shuts
do
the
for you,
door.
fine gentleman?
It's quite strange, but he sort of reaches to the door and shuts it. And I'll presume there's some sort of lock on it or bar.
Yeah, there's a bolt.
He sort of pushes that straight across and looks round and sits next to. The chair is straining under the weight of this huge man. He sits down, and Hagen comes down the stairs. Please sit down. I have something to discuss. Carolyn, Hagen.
It's good to see you again, Father.
Could I ask the others here? I know it's your bar, and I mean no disrespect, but
this is my oldest friend, Johann von Erfunder. He is himself an engineer, and this is the stout dwarf fighter Mordek. Our other associate, the elf counselor Ilmarin, is still abed, I believe.
Okay.
Still recovering from last night.
Can these people be trusted then?
Absolutely. I trust them with my life and with my soul.
Well, as you know, we were asked to move the remains of Artor that have been entombed in underneath the temple for eons and ages. And where he lay, we also had some quite dangerous relics, and so my great friend here, Helmut, and he said, "Oh, I do apologise. I've not introduced. This is Helmut Leela. He is the head of the Engineers Guild in Middenheim. He suggested that we store these relics within the halls of the Engineers Guild in some form of strong room underneath the city. And I'm not sure if you know, but there was an attack on all of the engineers' quarters, we believe, looking for these items. Unfortunately, whoever it was and however they did it, they found this strong room and somehow cut through the door, quite a sturdy. And Helmut joins in there. Says, "Yes, sir. It is quite the safe room. But the damage they did to the door, I've never seen anything like it. They used some form of extreme heat. The metal was almost melted, but the hole is there, and there's some of the metal is set, almost dripping. Again, I would also like to add that we lost some materials, shall we say, and some very important blueprints that we were working on for the Empire itself. Long-range cannon that we were developing. But like I said, we've lost some of the plans for it. It's quite worrying that they're in the wrong hands, should we say. So we're looking for someone to fetch back what has been lost. Now, all that I've mentioned so far are very important items, but I'll pass you back over to Father Hyman. So says, yes, well, we have lost something that I shall only call a dark book. A tome of, well, hideous evilness is also gone. We need you to get that back. We were also keeping, they were also keeping, I believe, quite a significant amount of warp stone within the vault. And that appears to be gone as well. We need you to find out who did it and find out if we can get this book back. In the wrong hands, this book could cause an insurmountable problem for quite a few, for the Empire itself, shall we say.
Father Heinrich, as a servant of the Church of Ulrich, you know you have my hammer. I cannot speak for my friends, but do you have any idea who is behind this or who could have been behind it?
I do not. There is someone has spoken to people that they shouldn't, because we moved said items to the engineer's house under extreme sort of secrecy and stealth. Now, whoever leaked this information obviously didn't know which engineer's house it was. That's why I believe that so many of them were burnt to the ground. There's lots of other things that have gone as well. But the only bit of, again, we couldn't find where they come from. The doors are guarded upstairs. So, and we've spoken to the guards. Our guards are very uncorruptible. I trust them. But whoever got in, I'm not sure how they did. It's almost ghosts-like.
Well,
You sure they came in from above?
Maybe, but again, there's nothing out of place.
Have you excavated the rubble of one of these buildings to see if they did come from above? There may be a tunnel.
We don't believe so. We suggest. It's funny you should say that, because that's the only way I can think they got in. But I've had a good look around myself, and I can't find any evidence of sentinel. I mean, there's a lot of debris down there from the fire and things, but no, you know, this festival that they're putting together for art, or I mean, I'm not sure why or whatever it's been done, but some wealthy noble has decided that we should celebrate his life, but it's caused problems beyond our understanding. The getting it from the Temple of Ulrich, it was shall we say difficult, at least to we've removed part of the floor, we've got to put all that back, and it was just a nightmare getting him out from where he was. But again, we've just had problem after problem after problem. Now, my elite guard, or they are onto it now, looking into it. But yeah, it's it's very difficult, shall we say.
How long have these events been occurring?
Over the past few few moons, really. I mean, maybe a few months, whatever.
How
We've
long
heard
Big
that-
cheese has been around?
Sorry, who?
A local gangster calls himself the Big Cheese.
I've never heard of
Apparently,
him.
we hear he has powerful friends.
Say again.
We hear he has powerful friends.
Or rumours he was behind the fires, but I don't know whether they're based on anything other than.
Sorry. Well, it sounds like you've made a start already. Now,
In addition,
can't-
Father,
yeah, a lot of our money will go into getting things back to normal and putting things right and getting to the materials that we've lost. But you do this for me, and I'm happy to make each of you something of your whatever you'd like.
Can we have some kind of writ giving us authority to use whatever means we need to complete this?
Unfortunately, I can't really do that. You know, that'd be a city thing. Like I'm just merely on the guild's council. We don't run things, but we look after ourselves, so to speak. I'm lucky that the city provides us with guards, and they work very closely with me, and they're very trustworthy. But yeah, it's
Father
one of
Heinrich.
those.
Father Heinrich, will the church sanction this as a church operation? Since they were relics stolen from the church, even though they were being stored at the Engineers Guild.
Yes, we would.
That may be all the authority were required then. It is also important to note, Father, that yesterday, before we were able to turn over that piece that I brought to the church last night with Carolyn, our inn here was attacked by members of a cult with that they were all tattooed with purple lips on their hand. I believe they were the cult of the evolving powers, or so we've been led to believe. Perhaps they also have something to do with this. Evolving promise. That's it. Yes.
Yes, there is an epidemic of trouble from this cult at the moment.
There's a chance since they were trying to get that.
Oh yes, they are known to seek out items, and so that could be a certain avenue. Definitely, they seek warp stone and things like that to further their dark being, whoever they follow.
Then it sounds like we have at least avenues of investigation. Though I believe
Indeed.
we also need to close or deal with what actually brought us originally to Middenheim as well. Is that not right, Johann?
It is.
And what was it that you brought to Middenheim?
I'm afraid we can't divulge. We have sworn an oath.
But we will see to this trouble as well.
Well, well, I'll be at the temple if you need anything, but I would appreciate this. I must say that if you get this book, I would advise strongly that you don't read it.
Can we burn it?
That was going to be my next question.
No, we've tried to destroy it, and it seems quite stubborn.
Okay. If you wish us to collect such a dangerous material as warpstone, can you provide us with lead-lined boxes in order to store it?
Leave the warpstone. And the engineer looks up at him. We'd like the warpstone back.
Well, can you provide us with boxes to carry it in?
We would need lead-lined boxes and lead tongs to move warpstone.
To be fair, I don't think it's that strong. It must be some sort of weaker stone of some, because I've worked on it for months now, making little trinkets and things. And I'm okay, as you can see, apart from obviously getting burnt in the fire.
Johan's going to look pretty horrified at that.
I was always told, though, I had a willpower of iron. Yeah. So I've sort of developed almost a how would you say, a resistance to certain magics and things. But yeah, I was took on because of that by my master engineer, to try and I believe he took me on to try and gain what the ability that I seem to have. But no, he taught me well. He was a good master, but yeah.
Our friend Mordek told us yesterday that some of the Dowie smithies had also been burned down.
Yeah, indeed.
Is there a connection? Do you think there's a connection?
Yeah, absolutely. I seriously think they didn't get all the information. They knew we were taking it to the engineers. And what do you think, Helmut? Well, yeah, indeed. The other sites were ransacked as well, but it must have been before the fires happened. But yeah, from what's been burnt, and there seems to be the same sort of attack that went on in each sort of house. Yeah, it's not good. It's going to take a lot of time, effort, and money to get things back to where we were.
Well, then it sounds like, unless you have more information for us, that we should get about the business of tracking these thieves down.
Okay, well, like I say, I'll leave it with you, and I really don't mind coming to see you tomorrow to get an update, and then when I've found where I'm going to be staying, I need to buy myself somewhere new. For now, I'll let you know, and then you can update me as you wish.
Sorry, is this the priest or the engineer talking?
This is the engineer talking, and this is all you can update the father.
That sounds good, sir. I think we can make that work.
Okay. Well, yeah, I should be going.
If you require just somewhere to sleep, we do have rooms here.
Okay, well, that'd be good. Yeah. Yeah, I might. In fact, no, I'll be fine. Yeah, go. Yeah. It might not be me. I might send my guard sergeant down to convey for me. Guard Sergeant Rolf.
Well, the offer's there, and I intend to set up a workshop in one of the buildings out the back.
Well, I'll leave you to it. And the two men disappear out the door.
Damn, I
Cthulhu
was hoping to keep an eye on him. I don't trust anyone that works with Warpstone.
It does sound suspect, doesn't it, Johan?
We
Well,
were
it
told
sounds
at
to
the
me-
university to never use it. If we find it, we're not giving it to him. We're giving it to the church.
That works for me. I'd rather have it destroyed by the cult of Ulrich than in the hands of anyone.
Agreed.
It sounds like we need to make sure that we get the Lady Notch sorted, either with her fiance or in whatever way she needs, and then start formulating a plan to track these relics down.
Go and break this big cheese's fingers until he tells us what he knows?
That sounds like a good plan to me.
That sounds like a good place to start.
Mordek grins viciously.
The lady that comes downstairs. Oh, morning.
Lady?
Good morning, my lady.
Mordak quickly pulls out the roll-up cigarette that he had in his mouth onto the floor, puts it out, bows.
I had a message delivered yesterday. It appears that my love and I won't call him my better half has arrived in Middenheim, and yeah, he'll be coming for me later on. He has quite a large sort of house in Middenheim.
That's very good news, my lady.
Excellent.
Just so you know, we've been asked by the Temple of Ulrich and the Engineers Guild to look into the fires that have been happening in the city and some theft. Once we've discharged our responsibilities to you, we would like the leave to pursue this investigation.
Okay. Well, when Gunter arrives, I'll speak to him, and if we can support you anyway, then we will.
That's greatly appreciated, my lady.
Thank you. Well, thank you for what you've done for me. I shall never forget.
We are happily in your service now, and should you ever need us in the future.
Thank you. I believe Gunter is coming late to the day. I should be fine here with this Gunter and friends. They'll look after me. So.
And you'll have your guard captain and guards here as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Ingrader will stay here as well. I believe she's been offered a position within the guard of Middenheim, so she may take that up. And obviously, the guards will probably join her.
Excellent.
I believe she's from Middenheim originally, so yeah, she'll be fine.
I'm pleased. Middenheim will benefit from her leadership.
Indeed. Well, thank you again. And like I said, I will recompense you for looking after me for all this time.
Well, the service to the Empire was our main reason. We do appreciate it, my lady.
Okay. Well, I can never thank you enough. I think we all learnt a little in our time together. But from what I've heard in Ubersreich, it's looking quite bad at the moment. But maybe we can throw some money at the problem and go back down there with a few more heads and teach the Bretonians a thing or two.
When that day comes, we'll be happy to ride with you.
Good. So I'd like that. I'd like that a lot. Anyway, I'm going to go and bathe now and just get myself prepared for Gunter.
Thank you, my lady.
She goes back up the stairs.
Well, my friends, what do you think? How shall we first pursue trying to track down this thievery?
I think our first port of call is I think Carolyn was quite correct in her suggestion of let's break this big cheese's fingers one by one until he tells us.
Well, we know he'd be coming here at
We
some
know
point.
he'll be sending some people here, so if he sends some people here, we could maybe let one of them go and fetch him.
Well, the timing of his, shall we say, colossal rise to power and these recent events seems all rather too
It
convenient.
not be smelling too good,
No.
and that ain't be the stew.
And I'd
For
be
once.
curious to know how they managed to melt a door.
I reckon it be the foul magics.
Ugh. I hope you're wrong, but I suspect you're not.
And did not someone mention a cannon?
The plans for a
Don't
cannon.
so much melt doors.
No.
Flamethrower cannon.
I mean, we've had experiments with them, but they tend to be more dangerous to those operating them than those on the other end.
No, although the idea of waiting for him to come to us does appeal, I don't know if we don't know when he's coming.
Doesn't
the
seem
wait
like
may be
it's
a
very
while.
likely that it's going to work out. He's going to send some of his men round, and then they don't come back, and then...
Well, up. That them halflings will know where he'd be at.
No,
They
they
said
said
they
they didn't know
didn't.
where he was.
Well, I'm not sure they're telling the truth. And I just don't think they'd want the trouble.
Maybe we should go and have a chat with them and see if they have any more motivation to give us some help after if he's actually tried to follow through on that threat.
We should go check on them, see if he's done anything overnight.
That is a good idea.
Let's head over there.
So you head over to the tavern and it's just opening. And you noticed one of the halflings who was with Ilmarin goes by the name of Carl. He's by the door and he's sort of sweeping some dust and rubbish out of the door.
But the place seems distinctly not burned down.
Yeah. Hey, yeah, good to see you again. What are you doing now?
Oh, we thought we'd come and check on you after last night's incident.
Come in. Can I get you a drink?
Oh, that's quite all right, thank you.
Yeah, have a seat. And you notice that Raymond's over in the corner eating what would only be called from a tray, and there just seems to be various meats, and there's some eggs there, and the bits of round black stuff that you've not seen, and all sorts of. But it's massive. It's piled high, and he's sort of working his way through it.
Yeah, I won't have been carrying money on my way there.
Can I help you? Are you good? It seems like we're meeting all the time.
So we'd come and check on you after the threat you received last night.
Yeah, we're fine. It's just a lot of posturing. He's got his organisation. I work for another. You know, there is another as well. Maybe another one.
You know, we'd like to check on our friends and make sure they're okay.
Oh, thank you for that.
We were wondering if sure there wasn't anything you know more about this man. We believe he's involved in wider problems in the city.
Who are we talking about?
The big cheese.
Big cheese. He's nothing to worry about. You know, I'd just leave it all well alone. Like I said, if you need a few bodies sending over, I'll make sure they come over and look after your interests.
We've had information that could lead us to believe that he's dangerous to the security of the city.
He's not intelligent enough to do that. He's all brawn.
The people he's working for are. And we think he could lead us to them.
Well, maybe. I mean, you were speaking of dark forces last night. I think you're way off there.
It may not necessarily be, but we think the people he works for are causing significant issues for the city.
Okay.
So you've no idea where he's based or any of his where any of his goons live?
No, he's quite a clever person. Covers his tracks. He's probably, you'll probably find him at the Altmarks, the market area. It's a place that most of us vie for. And it seems to be the middle of a struggle, if you know what I mean. And he likes to spend his time there, as do all of us, as a show of strength. But like I said, he's nothing to worry about. I can't see it lasting long. He obviously got a generous benefactor for a while.
Yeah, it's that benefactor that we're concerned about.
Do you know anything about the benefactor?
No.
Is he lying?
I'm a roll.
What kind of role?
Maybe perception.
Oh, Christ. Oh, what's that pigeon over there? He says as he rolls.
Why? What? Oh, no, that was a guess. Jim might not think it's perception.
No, I don't think it'll be perception.
Oh, well, thank goodness for that, because I've just got impressive failure. My perception of 20.
Intuition?
Yeah, definitely intuition.
Oh, that's just the same.
I'm going to spend a fortune point to pass that one.
Okay.
Standing failure!
You spent a fortune point. I'm going to give you a little bit of extra bonus there. He's not lying, but he's definitely keeping things back. Almost white lying. Yeah, there's nothing. He's definitely not telling you what he knows.
He's not being malicious, but he knows something he doesn't want to tell us.
I think he's telling the whole truth, and he's totally sound.
I think there might be something more you could perhaps tell us to help us, and by that ends, help you.
I think Mordek thinks he's eating rat and pigeon stew.
Right, well, listen, I mean, Johan, yeah, you've been welcome into the city, and you've had a few run-ins with, you've had a run-in with the Big Cheese and some cultists and whatever, but, me and my fellows have kept a lookout for you and looked after you, but let's just say prying fingers get cut off.
So you're concerned that if you tell us something, it'll come back on you.
I'm concerned of the fact that you shouldn't go delving into things that are none of your business.
The security of the Empire is our business.
Security of the Empire. I've heard that time and time again, but let's all be fair. It's the security of ourselves that we're worried about. Yes, this Empire, it's crumbling. Now, like I said, you're welcome to have a drink, but don't go prying into business that's not yours. Alls. Allies might become foes. Do I make myself clear?
We don't want to pry into your business if that's what you're concerned about.
No. We'll happily sell information and things, but we're definitely not going to give details away of certain things.
We don't want to negatively impact your organisation. We're just trying to deal with a bigger problem.
What exactly is you want?
We want to know where we can find the man, or how we can isolate him, or find out information about his benefactors.
Every day's a war in Midnight. There is, 4 of you? This man hides behind a wall that is manned by many a soldier. And you're telling me that you want to know where he lives so you can go and deal with him. And then when he catches you and puts the knife to you and you start opening your mouth because you can't do anything else, and my name gets mentioned and my organisation gets mentioned,
we're not
then we do
kicking
have a
down his
problem.
door. However, knowing where he lives could help us gather more information.
Well, what's it worth?
That's an excellent question. Dealing in this sort of information isn't exactly my specialty. I'll say, kind of tapping the sidearm that's at my hip.
You want? I'll have a look at it. I might take it off your hands.
No, that one's mine. I could make you one.
You're way below the limit.
Can I try a haggle roll?
Yeah, go for it.
Going back to my days as a merchant.
I believe in you, Mordek.
I don't. Oh, balls!
You've got a reroll.
Have I?
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Everybody's got one.
I will try again. It's all a fellowship. My fellowship is rubbish. Where's the elf when you need him? Should be the elf doing this. So if this all goes wrong, it's Dan's fault. But it's a success.
Oh, nice.
Nice roll.
Glad we've got someone that knows about this kind of thing.
I suppose we could move the goalposts a little bit.
Does he give us a price?
10 gold coins.
Fuck.
We don't have that kind of money.
Looks like we'll have to investigate this on our own, and we'll do our best not to step on your toes during the course of our investigation.
What are you going to do with this man if you find him and get past his guards and his defences and
Question him.
Vigorously.
And
if
then,
necessary.
Then justice will be served.
I'd be pointing out just one more thing. One more thing before you agree on a final price. Better us, folk you know, than, say, when the witch hunters come a knocking. Because that's what be happening. If this gets out of hand, if this goes further than we all think it does, by gum, then they're going to be a much more important folk knocking at our doors.
Better a friend
One of us.
looks into this than an enemy.
okay. Right, so I don't know his residence. But he can be found in the Oak Quarter. He's known to drink in an establishment called the Cocky Dame. So maybe you could shadow him home from there or whatever.
Excellent. If you come across anything else that could help, do let us know. And of
Yeah,
course, don't worry, we're not prying into your business. If you think we're about to tread on your toes, do tell us.
Oh, don't worry, yeah, you'll be told.
We don't intend to change how we're friends. We're enjoying our relationship as it is.
All right, well, like I said, drinks always there at the bar for you.
And likewise, you're always welcome to come and visit our establishment once it's open. I mean, you're welcome to stop by anyway, but we might not have much there.
See, one thing that concerns me about you and your friends is where your loyalty lies. I mean, what happens next time when someone offers you money to come looking into my business?
Sir, my loyalty is to the Church of Ulrich, not to coin. And I never forget those friends. Unless you are conducting heresy against the White Wolf, I cannot see that our purposes would ever come at a crossroad.
Okay. So who is it you're working for?
As I said, I work for the church. And as Johann said, better a knight and priest of Ulrich looking into this within the city of Middenheim than the witch hunters of Sigmar.
Well, if you're working for the engineers, you be careful of their guards, Sergeant. These are wrong.
In what way?
He seems to excite himself with, well, overzealous violence.
What do you know of the head of the Engineers Guild here? I have some concerns about him.
He's a good man. He's fair. He pays for us for lots of things.
So you think
Rumor
he's
is
a good
he
man?
has a vault. Well, we know he has a vault, but it's unbreachable. We've tried many a times and got nowhere.
Okay, well, I very much appreciate your help, and you can trust us to be discreet.
Absolutely. And if you're not, then we'll have to have a chat. But again, I'm not threatening. I'm just making it clear. The people that you're dealing with are friends of friends and friends. And you are entering into quite a wasp's nest, shall we say.
That'd be what we do best.
We appreciate your help, and we like to look after our friends.
Good.
Right, well, we won't keep you any longer. I know you're a busy fellow.
Indeed. Yeah. Have a good day. And yeah, I hope you get what you want.
Thank you. I stand up and make my way out.
Do we want to go over and, or do we want to wait till later in the day to track down this inn that he likes to drink at and set up a watch on it?
I think we probably want to wait till next week to go and stake out this inn. Just
oh yeah, yeah.
Just saying.
Yeah. We'll go check on Elmar and make sure he's
Okay.
not
Crikey, that's shot
still
by.
out.
Indeed it is. So, yeah, we'll leave it there for this week. Sort of a non-combat episode. I know we've had a few combats recently.
Oh no, we had to roleplay.
Yeah.
Outrageous.
Outrageous.
Don't worry, I'm sure there'll be some explosive violence soon enough.
I'm sure there will be. I'm absolutely sure there will be. But yeah, to all of you that have watched and are watching in the future, thank you very, very much. Please visit us on the Discord server, the Garblag Games Discord server. Yeah, Nightbot has just advertised that at the bottom. There's lots of games happening at the moment. Every night, I believe 9 o'clock is the start time on the other nights.
It's 9 o'clock BST currently.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, come and there's lots of games, lots of different games run by great people, with great people in the groups as well. So
And us.
Yeah,
And-
and us. I believe.
And us, we're kind of the reject.
Yeah, I believe
Or
there's a
Jim's stuck
rumor
with
that.
us.
Yeah, I believe there's a bit of a rumor that myself and Roger are doing something tomorrow night with Mr. Garblek himself, but and it always seems to be with Aldun as well. It always seems to play the same sort of little thievy, gitty sort of character. So, but yeah, please visit us. It's a great community.
Also, tomorrow night for the North American people, we'll be starting the first episode of the Delta Green, 9 o'clock Central Standard Time, which is the absolute middle of the morning, very early morning for Great Britain, but you guys can always catch it later.
I think that's about 3 a.m. our time.
Yeah, 3 a.m. your time.
Love Delta Green. That's a great game. Great game.
But remember, even the US games you can check out on YouTube afterwards. You don't have to stay up in the middle of the night if you're in Europe.
Yes. But yeah, thank you for watching us tonight. And please, if you get a chance, join our community. Like I say, great group of people, playing with a great group of people. And thank you for watching tonight. So it's bye-bye from me and bye-bye from them. And we shall see you next Wednesday.
Indeed.
Cheers.
Bye-bye.
Good night.
Good night.